Hello, and welcome to the Most Eccentric Travelers Available, a tabletop RPG podcast. This episode features Ezra as Benji Barnabax the Third, the Tiefling Bard, and I'm your DM, Alex. So Benji, being the starting out banjo artist bard that he is,
He's just dropped off in some forest or town somewhere.
You're gonna start in a town.
Okay.
And you see a circle of people in this town, and you hear music coming from it, and you're probably imagining that this is some kind of music circle of some sort, or a little mini concert. There's probably another bard there, is what you're thinking.
When in high school dances, when you have the one guy who does a really cool dance move and everyone circles around him, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Okay. That kind of thing. So you see this in front of you, and around you just kind of very simple looking houses, nothing fancy. They look in good condition, it's a nice town.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot in this town. It's kind of more of a rural area. It's mostly houses, and then this little kind of common area where all these people are gathered in a circle.
So it's a village more than a town.
Yeah, more of a village.
Okay. Is it a farmland place, or is it just in the woods?
It's on the outskirts of the woods, where it's
okay.
They probably chopped down some trees to make this village, but
awesome.
They didn't update their stuff enough to have more things or taverns in it or anything. They're just...
So we've got nature's miscreants, eh?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I see them dancing or singing. What kind of music do I hear?
You hear some fiddles, and you hear a couple, flutes and stuff like that. Just it's a kind of a mix.
Oh, yeah, so it's your general bard happy.
Yeah, it's definitely very happy music. Definitely a lot of merriment.
So they're not summoning Satan?
No.
Currently, okay.
Currently,
awesome.
No.
Alright. I will approach sort of skeptically because I feel like I'm a better musician than them, and also I look down on normal instruments wearing a banjo as I do. So I approach, I guess. Can I push through the crowd a little, or is it too packed?
You know what? Make a strength check for me.
Okay, what do I do?
So you roll the 20-sided die.
Okay.
And then add your strength modifier, which is the +2.
Alright, I rolled a 5, so +2 is 7.
They're not letting you get through. They're like, who is this trying to get in this circle? At least on the edge that you tried.
So I walked up all confident and bounced off.
Essentially. You might have got your hands in, when you put your hands together and try to push in and then pull apart. You kind of got them in there, but now they're kind of in there. That's about as far as you've gotten.
Well, now I'm mad because people are being needlessly rude. But I just want to join in and see the good time people are having. That's no good.
Are you saying that to them?
No, I'm saying that to myself.
Okay.
In my head, I'm oh, well, that's rude. So I would pull out and strike a chord on my banjo.
Okay.
To disrupt, it's hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm a bard too. Let me through. I deserve this.
Okay. You strike this chord really loudly. Do you have a specific chord in mind, or is it high-pitched, low-pitched?
No, like, just in harmony. Like, did you ever see that video of, like, the two guys on a bus, and one of them is playing a saxophone, and the other guy's setting up, and he comes in, and he sort of joins in?
No.
Alright, yeah, so I attempt to harmonize with them.
Okay. I'm gonna roll to see their reaction to this.
Okay.
Oh, they like it a lot.
Awesome. Excellent.
It rolled in your favor, a 19.
Nice.
They're jamming out, like, the crowd parts, like, in the middle.
Like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
It parts for my lovely harmony.
Yeah, and you can see there are a few people who aren't playing instruments that were just kind of like, you know, jamming out to the music in the circle, but you see there are, like, a few people who are playing instruments. And
yes.
They looked, like, excited, like, you know, the ones who aren't playing anything with their mouth, you see them, like, smiling and, like, going, like, yeah, woo, and stuff. And then the ones that are playing instruments with their mouth are, like, you could just see in their eyes that they're having a good time. They're jamming out with you.
Yeah. This is my spell that I do. Well, I'm just good at performance for entertainment's sake. But it's also like now I'm in the middle of the circle. Like I walk up and join them basically.
Yeah.
And we're harmonizing, and it's pretty cool. But I also don't know how to speak to them because we're all jamming out.
That's
so
true.
I guess I'd play until the song sort of is over. Like we're having a good time and all that.
Okay.
Unless one of them would challenge me to like a sort of battle of instrumental wits.
You know what? Let's see if one of them... I'm gonna see if one of them's gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say there's 5 of them, so I'm gonna roll 5 times.
Okay.
Okay, that's weird. They were all 7s except for 119. One of them is ready to battle you. And you know what? It's this tiny elf girl.
What's she playing?
She is playing a lute.
A lute versus a banjo. Perfect.
Yeah. She's real little. Like, I mean, I don't know the elf lifespan off the top of my head, but she's probably equal to, like, a 6-year-old in human years. Like, this is a little kid that wants to fucking fight you. Her hair's in, like, pigtails. She's got a cute little dress on, and she's ready to fight you.
Big pointy ears and a giant lute.
Yeah. She just, like, walks right up to you, looks up, stares into your eyes, and, like, starts playing the lute more intensely.
Jamming.
Yeah.
Jamming. Intense. Okay. So, I'm assuming, since they're happy songs, but if she's more serious, she would play in, like, a more minor key, and I strike up and I sort of match it, so we're going at it. Should I? I'm gonna roll, I guess. I want to roll to see how well I match her in her pyrotechnics.
Okay. Roll and then add your performance modifier to it.
Okay. What do I roll? D20?
Yep.
Okay. I rolled a 9. My performance modifier is 7. What is 9 and 7?
16.
Alright, cool.
She rolled a nat 20.
So I'm good, but it's like that Scott Pilgrim moment where he's fighting the vegan guy, where he's like having the face battle, and he's like, yep, and it's like, but the guy's too powerful.
Yep.
Alright.
Her lute skills are incredible, man. Like, you're even impressed.
Well, I bow gracefully because she's incredible at her insane skills. And should we see this, if the crowd loves it or not? Or are they enamored still?
I think they're enamored. I think they're really amused at the scene of, like, this small child who's probably half your height.
2 years old.
And, like, yeah, in pigtails, taking on a tiefling who's playing a banjo, of all things.
And she's just incredible.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I bow to her once her song ends, because I am impressed.
She pulls the lute away, and she curtsies, and she turns to look at you. She sticks her tongue out and goes, "Nah," and then runs away.
I would laugh, and approve, because that's what I would do if I had won.
Good. Everyone is kind of like, they're clapping and cheering. Yeah. They're like totally excited, which only makes the other bards there keep playing more. Like, you get the sense that they're not gonna stop this song. Can I have you roll a perception check?
Sure thing. Perception, I have a +1 in perception. Okay. So 16.
Are you still playing too?
No, I've stopped.
You've stopped. So you've stopped and you're just kind of staying there, like, observing the scene around you, because you're still kind of in the middle there.
Yeah.
They all seem to be having a good time, partying, except for, like, one person. You see a figure that is kind of, like, trying to hide their face under some sort of, like a scarf or something, you know.
Oh.
They just kind of pull over. You could see their eyes, which are red, which seems kind of uncommon.
Like red with pupils?
Yes.
Okay.
And you could see that they look kind of nervous.
Are they still there, though? Like, they're not getting away?
No, they're still there. They're kind of, like, ducking behind a few people, maybe trying to hide from someone or something, but you're not sure what. I
would not like anyone to be afraid of anything in this joyful performance, so I would strike up a happy chord, still harmonizing with the other players, but I would go over to this hiding, ducking person, and, try and steal a little magic, like, see what's, like, hey, come on over, we're friendly here. No need to be afraid, dude, come on.
So you walk up to this figure, and you're starting to play, they kind of straighten up, a little surprised that you have, like, approached them, and they're about, like, 6'3".
Uh-huh.
So they're not so much taller than you, but they're pretty tall.
Yeah.
They're not moving away from you, though. Like, you definitely look like you frightened them, but not enough to, like, make them run away.
Right.
They just look a bit startled and confused.
I would sort of, I guess, circle them and just, do the whole bard thing of, like, oh, this person's uncomfortable. Like, haha, I'm gonna poke fun at that and make them more uncomfortable, so the crowd sort of eases them into, like, we're all having fun here, dude, everything's cool.
Okay.
Like, I'm not making fun of this person.
Right.
I'm just calling attention to the fact that they're not having a good time.
Yeah. Trying to pull them in forcefully.
Yeah, like, hey, come on, like the wallflower sort of thing. It's like, come dance with me.
Okay.
In a non-intimidating sort of way. Although, as a tiefling, I'm sure if someone is already scared, tiefling sort of fronting on them doesn't really help the situation. But I'm too stupid to really perceive that, or I don't care.
This you being a tiefling would not have a negative impact on this person. They are a half-orc, so they're kind of in the same boat as you. where people would be more intimidated of them than they would of you, kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of having a good time trying to help this person have a good time.
Right. Can you roll a persuasion for me? I'm going to do a contest and see if you can kind of get them to come out a bit.
Sure. Alright, I rolled 14. My persuasion is +5. So that's a 19.
Yeah, you've gotten them to kind of loosen up. You see them kind of like relax their stance a bit, and they kind of give like a little chuckle. Very much amused at your actions. They don't quite like start dancing or anything, but they're kind of swaying to the tune that you're playing on your banjo.
So they've stopped retreating.
Yes.
Which is cool.
You know, they're not cowering as much under the scarf that they had. They kind of just letting it sit on their head. So you can kind of see more of their face now.
Uh-huh.
So from this you can see, yes, you noted before there were red eyes. For a half orc, this person has very like soft features.
Uh-huh.
They've got like really nice long eyelashes.
Ooh. Pretty half orc.
Yeah. They look kind of old to you.
Like not ancient though, like just older.
No, not ancient, but probably like a grandma age.
Okay. Is this of the female persuasion?
Yes.
All
This
right.
half orc is of the female persuasion. They have eyelashes, they must be female.
Hey, I have eyelashes, okay?
I know, trust me.
I have beautiful eyelashes.
But yes, this half orc is a lady.
Is a nice lady half orc.
Mhm.
Alright.
A grandma half orc.
Since I'm satisfied that she's no longer spooking or trying to get away, I sort of meander back to the center of the circle. I don't want to force her into anything that would make her too uncomfortable. So I guess playing the banjo and having a nice acrobatic skill, I start breakdancing.
You
Is that
start
what I do?
breakdancing. Can you roll for breakdancing?
I will roll for breakdancing. Oh, shit. I rolled a 2.
Oh, boy.
I do have skill in acrobatics, so that's a 7, but that's not great.
You like put your banjo back on your back or whatever,
Uh-huh.
preparing yourself to start to break dance, and you attempt to break dance. You like get down on the ground.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to spin on cobblestone.
And also when your horns have been recently bent.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best.
So you're getting a little scuffed up.
Yeah. I can imagine that like one of my horns would catch on the cobblestone and sort of like topple me over or something.
Yeah.
Or it would rip the cobblestone out of the ground.
Oh my
and I would
God.
still fall down.
Both. I like that option.
Yeah.
That happens. The half-orc woman is now laughing, like a really nice bellowy laugh. Like, that was really funny to her.
I sit up and I'm pleased that she's laughing. I'm not embarrassed.
She walks over to you and offers you a hand to, like, help you stand up.
I take it. And the crowd, I'm assuming, is sort of not entertained as much by my colossal failure and is sort of ignoring me now.
Yeah, they're kind of focused back on the main group that was playing before.
The people who can actually do their job. Well, I take her hand and smile and sit up and remove the stone from my antlers. Or my horns, I should say, not antlers. What the fuck?
She looks at you and, like, chuckles again, and she's like, "Are you okay, little one?"
I say, "Oh, sure thing, miss. thank you. And I like your pretty eyes.
She laughs. She's like, "Oh, you flatter my old heart."
I say, the pleasure's all mine. What brings you to this rambunctious crowd today?
Well, I heard the music, and I figured this was a better place to hang out than in the forest.
Why?
Well,
certainly the forest is not that bad.
the forest itself is not bad, it's the things lurking inside of it.
Things?
People, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. They look pretty, creature-like to me. But not, like, animalistic. Like, it's weird to explain.
Too intelligent.
It's like something from your nightmares, almost. Or mine, at least. Maybe you have a different perception of nightmares, but...
Yeah, most of my nightmares are, stage-related.
Oh goodness. You seem to perform quite well out there, though.
Oh, yes. I like this. This is good. The stage that I dream of typically has whips and lions,
Oh.
that sort of thing.
So kind of circus-like.
You could say that, yes. I have nightmares of circuses. I do not like clowns, and I do not like lions.
I would have to agree with you. I don't like either of those either. Lucky for you, these things don't look like either of those.
Well, I am afraid of few things, and if they don't look like those few things, then I am not afraid of them.
But you might be if you ever interact with them.
Well,
They've got some terrifying abilities.
as do I might say.
Fair. I don't particularly know you. In fact, I don't even know your name.
I am called Benjamin Barnabax, but Benji for short.
Nice to meet you, Benji. She reaches out a hand to shake your hand.
I reach out again. I curl my claws in so I do not scratch.
Okay. She gives you, like, a pretty solid handshake, like a really confident handshake, and she says, "Nice to meet you, Benji. I'm Thea Coraggio."
Hello, Thea.
It's nice to meet you. You certainly helped me feel a little better than I was feeling earlier.
As a bard, it is my job to make sure everyone is enjoying it, especially when faced with such a ridiculous act as myself.
Oh, I think you're quite lovely.
Thank you.
And it's like, in this moment, she's like, she's been mostly focused on looking at you. But you see her eyes kind of flit upwards and off in the distance towards the forest, and then you see her her eyes widen a bit.
Her being taller than me gives her an advantage, so I turn around because I do notice this. And I ask, "What's wrong? What's wrong?"
She's like frozen. Do you want to roll a perception check for me?
Sure. 15 plus 1, 16.
Okay. You see off in on the very edge of the forest, peeking out from, the shadows in the trees, you see these 3 figures, standing there. They're dressed in very dark cloaks. With, black tricorn hats. It's just got, 3 points.
3 points.
On the face, you see a plague doctor kind of
the
thing.
plague doctor mask. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And the mask actually sticks out from the rest of the outfit, because the whole outfit is pretty much black, but the mask is, really stark white. And the eye holes, they actually have blue sapphires in them.
Ooh. I like pretty things. I see this, And I turn back around and I say, "Are those the things you mentioned?"
She just kind of, she nods her head up and down.
Like, not speaking, just nodding.
Yeah.
I pull my banjo back over to my front, and I say, "I'm going after them."
She's like, wait, no, what are you doing?
I'm curious, and I like sapphires.
Oh, didn't you hear what curiosity did to the bugbear?
No.
It killed him! It killed him!
I am not a bugbear.
Oh.
I have horns.
The bugbear has sharp teeth and claws, if that didn't help him.
But he didn't have a banjo.
Oh my god. She's like freaking out a bit, like, oh my god, why would you do that? You're going towards them now?
I was planning to, yes. Not directly,
Okay.
but I will go towards the woods in general and say, "I'm curious about these creatures that frighten these people, so..."
Okay.
If they frighten a half-orc, then they can't be good for the population.
Yeah. As you start walking towards the forest, you kind of see them, like, back up into the forest and disappear into the shadows. They've, like, glided inwards. It doesn't even look like they were walking. Like, it just... They fade into the darkness of the forest.
That smells like plot if I've ever seen one.
Meta!
Meta! Well, I'm intrigued, I should say.
Okay.
Benji's the type to just be like, "Listen, I like music and all, but if some fucker's gonna wear sapphires and glide into a forest, that's where I'm going."
Okay. Thea, although she's, like, scared of these figures, she's following you because she's like her, I don't know if it's like her mother orc instinct is kicking in, but she's like, I can't let this kid go in there alone. So she's following you.
So I sneak in. I know she's following me because footsteps and all that.
Yeah, a little hard to miss a half-orc following you.
And we're cruising through the brush, and I stopped to think, maybe I could have gone for supply shop in town, but I'm good right now. I feel like I can handle myself. I got this far. And I didn't see any lions, so I'm good.
Oh boy. Okay. Are you trying to sneak into the forest?
Yeah, I don't want them to know. Clearly they probably saw me come in, but I don't want them to know exactly where I am.
Okay. Can I have you roll a stealth check for me?
Yes. I got a 16 plus 3, 19.
Okay, yeah, you pretty stealthily make your way into the forest, kind of, weaving between trees and still keeping a lookout to see if you can find where these cloaked figures went off to.
Can I climb a tree?
Yeah, you want to climb a tree?
I want to climb a nice tree to get a good vantage point.
Okay, roll athletics for me.
Okay. I got a 10 plus 2, that's 11. 12, sorry.
Okay. You don't make it to the top of the tree, but you make it up into, like, a pretty sturdy branch.
A nice, decent perch.
So you're up a ways, but you're not, like, at the top.
Yeah. Alright. Well, it's better than the height I was at for looking at things.
I'm gonna...
Am I still concealed?
Yeah.
Or am I obvious? Okay.
Pretty well hidden. I'm gonna have Thea roll because she's gonna try and sneak in there too.
Climb up the tree, you mean?
No, just sneak into the forest in general.
Oh, okay.
Because she was, like, a little bit behind you. Not, like, super far, but, like, a little bit. Oh, boy. Okay, she is not as stealthy as you are.
Oh, no.
Which might just come from her old age.
Yeah.
She's not quite as nimble as she once was.
Right.
And she's not clunking around really loudly, but she is snapping a few branches under her feet.
She's not Alphonse Elric, but she's no envy.
Right, exactly. So she is stepping on some branches and they're making some noises, and you can kind of hear under her breath, like, as she steps on them, she's like, shit. Like just this little shit. And, like, she's getting frustrated that she keeps doing it, but she can't seem to, like, work her way around every single branch. Because of this, you start to hear, like, this creepy laughter. In the forest.
Can I pinpoint it, or is it too echoing?
It echoes a lot, actually.
Okay, so it's just sort of all around. Benji's not laughing. He's taking this very seriously.
Okay.
Because he knows that this laugh means business, I guess. And he's keeping an eye out or an ear for Thea.
Okay.
So he's making a judgment call on who's protecting who here.
When you gotta watch your grandma.
Yep, when you're keeping watch. In the back of his mind, perfect. If they hear her and come and attack her, they don't know where I am, and I'll come and get the jump on him.
Fair.
He doesn't want her to make too much noise, but if she happens to alert their attention, he'll be able to strike from above.
Okay. With that, she's kind of gotten far enough in, and she's looking around. I'm gonna see if she's... Okay. She sees you up in the tree, and doesn't say anything, because she doesn't want to make any more sound than she already is.
Yeah.
But she's gonna attempt to climb that tree, too.
Oh, jeez. I start shaking my head, like, no!
She grabs hold of the tree.
And picks it all up.
She sinks, like, her nails into it, and she gets up about, like, 2 feet before her nails, like, break out.
Oh, God.
Like, not the whole nail, like, she had long nails, so the whole nail didn't come off, but, like, they snap, and she falls backwards right onto her back with a really loud thud.
Is she okay? Is she awake still?
She's awake. You could see there's a bewildered look on her face.
Oh.
And it looks like she's clamping her mouth shut, like she's biting on her lip, trying not to like, make a noise, because that probably did hurt.
Yeah. Oh.
But you do hear the laughing get much louder, and you start to see those 3 figures running towards where she fell.
Alright. I am battle ready, basically. I have chains, that's the word for it. I have my chains, and they're not on fire or anything, but I'm basically getting my weapons ready and stuff.
Okay, since they don't see you up in there, I'm just gonna check to see if they see you. I'm gonna roll. No, they don't see you. I'm gonna let you get a surprise round on them.
Cool.
Which means that basically you get 1 turn to do, an action, like an attack, essentially. And then after you do that, I'm gonna have you and, like, all the characters roll initiative, and then we'll go in that order. But you basically...
Okay.
Yeah, but basically you get 1 round before they can do anything.
I get a pre-round before them.
Yeah.
Alright. So I time it as good as I can, and I jump down to protect Thea like I land in front of her and in front of them, so I'm between them.
Mm-hmm.
And I light my chains on fire, so I'm all set.
Oh, yeah.
And how many are there?
There's 3.
3, okay.
Yep.
Can I see all 3 of them?
Yes. They're stuck kind of close together at the moment. They're like in kind of like triangle formation where the one in the middle is like a step ahead of the 2 that are on like either side of them.
Okay. I am going to do a sort of like sweeping motion with the chains to like sort of knock them off their feet or block them, whichever.
Yep.
So I'm going to. What do I roll for that?
You first roll a d20 to see if it hits, and you see how in your app it says like there's a number on the left, like for the fire chains it's +4. Add that to whatever you roll for the d20.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
Holy shit.
So +4.
Okay.
So 23.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna hit.
Okay. And then I have the 1d8 +2. So I'm rolling the d8.
Yep.
That's a 5
yep.
+2. So that's 7.
Okay. And this is a long chain, so I'm guessing it's gonna slash through all of them.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so let me do some math.
And it does fire damage.
Right. Okay, you bring this chain and you, like, whip it right through them, burning them all along, like, their midsections. And they kind of fumble backwards a bit. They're, like, they're stepping away. They're fumbling back. They're not completely knocked on the ground, but they definitely reeled back and are a little, like, unbalanced.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So, I want you to roll initiative for me.
Okay, and that's d20, right?
Yep, plus your dexterity modifier.
I have, that's a 9 plus, where's my dexterity? +3.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for all of them now. So, Thea sees this and, like, immediately, like, rolls over and gets up pretty fast for someone her age, and for the fact that she had just fallen to the ground.
On her back.
And she snaps her fingers and opens her hand, and a flame appears in the palm of her hand.
What color's the flame?
It is, like, a really deep red.
Cool.
Like, really nice colored. Oh, shit. Yeah, buddy. Holy fuck. Okay. Okay, so she takes her hand and she raises it up and launches it forward like she's throwing the flame as if it were like a baseball.
Right.
And she's aimed right for the gut of the cloaked figure in the middle.
Right.
Where you had previously burned, so that didn't feel very nice to the... to the creature, and she threw it real fast. That was a fastball, and it, like, right into the stomach. And
that one guy.
And they are definitely knocked on their ass, essentially. And next is... that guy's... Kidoki. Okay, one of the cloaked figures on the side, lunges forward and latches onto your wrist.
Okay.
And you suddenly feel as if your life is being drained away.
Oh, like a vampire's thing.
Yeah. And it starts to feel kind of cold, and you lose 5 hit points.
Awesome. That's half my health.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. That's not great. Is he still, is he permanently latched there, or is he latched on for 5 health points worth and then gets off.
He's still holding on to you, but it's not gonna, like, keep sucking
Okay.
life. He'd need to, like, let go and do it again.
Because I have a dagger. Can I take my dagger in quarters? Can I stab it into his neck?
Yeah, you can try to do that. It's actually your turn, so if you want to try.
Okay, cool. So I roll, what, D20 first?
Yep.
Or
roll a D20 and then add the number on the left, which is +5 on the dagger.
18 plus 5.
Okay.
So that's, again, 23. And then the 1d4.
Yep.
I rolled a 4, plus 3 is 7.
Okay. So you, like, stab this dagger right into the neck of the figure that's holding on to your wrist, and immediately they let go. You hear them let out, like, this screech, and it's kind of in a similar fashion to the, laugh where it has, like, that echo kind of creepy effect, but it lets out a pretty loud screech that definitely hurt. They're kind of bleeding out of their neck right now. They're still standing, but they're kind of wobbly a bit.
Cool.
Okay, the other figure that's on the other side, runs over and takes their short sword out of, its sheath and actually drags it down the torso of Fia.
Oh my god. Fia, no! The front half or her spine?
The front.
Okay.
Like, right through one of the titties, probably.
That's not great. That's not good.
No, she's kind of, she doesn't make a noise about it. She's really clamping down on her lip.
Oh, jeez. You can scream, Thea. They know we're here now.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. That one rolled in that 20.
Oh, no.
Whoa, okay. So the one that was in the middle, who got the fireball in the stomach,
in the gut,
like, hops up and charges at Fia with their short sword.
Jeez.
And stabs her right in the stomach, probably trying to mimic the injury that she gave him.
Oh, jeez.
And
I was supposed to protect her.
Fia's, like, standing up. You can hear that she's breathing really heavy, and she looks like she's sweating a bit, like...
yeah.
One hand is clutching her stomach.
No.
And then it's her turn. So she has the one hand gripping onto her stomach, and I'm gonna say it's her left hand, and she extends her right arm out, and a giant flaming sword appears in her hand. And she takes this sword and slams down into the one that just hit her.
Uh-huh.
And they fall to the ground, and they no longer move.
Okay.
And you can just see their cloak, and the mask is all burning, and you smell, like... Death, yeah.
In general, just death.
Yep. The second one that was there, the one that was latched onto you, is very focused on the wound in their neck.
Are they gurgling?
Yeah.
They're gurgling.
Yeah, they're gurgling, and they're kind of wobbly. So they're unable to really accurately hit you. They try to slash at you, but they miss by a lot because they're very, like, woozy, probably from all the blood that they're losing in their neck.
Yeah, right.
And now it's your turn.
Okay. So how many are left right now? Is there still one?
There's two.
Alright. Are they both injured, or is it just the one with the neck wound?
They're both injured. The one with the neck wound is more injured than the other one.
Right. Let me see. I'm just looking through the first level spells for reference. I'm gonna save that. I'm just gonna basically swirl the fire chains around me and sort of try and push them away. Just like to get distance from them, around me and Thea, just like swirling it around and trying to push them out of the direct contact vicinity.
Okay.
Alright, so 20, I have an 11, and then I add +4 to that, right?
Yep.
Alright, so that's 15.
Yep, you're gonna hit him.
1d8. And I rolled an 8. +2 is 10. Okay.
Damn. Okay. You take these chains and you're whirling them around. You've successfully pushed one of them farther away from you. The other one not only gets pushed, but gets a nice burn to the neck as well.
Is that the one with the neck wound?
Yeah, and just falls to the ground, kind of wriggling around, screeching, and then suddenly stops making any noise.
Okay. Yes. One left, Thea.
She looks at you and, like, gives you, like, a really weak smile. Like, she's trying.
Oh, no.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Yes. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so the one that's left puts out their hands like they're attempting to perform some kind of magic, but neither you nor Fia feel the effects, so...
Yes. Fire change for the win. Okay. Whose turn is it?
It's Fia's turn.
Okay.
So Fia shakily lets go of her stomach and brings her hands up in front of her face. She touches her thumbs together, but the rest of her fingers are spread out in front of her.
Right.
And out from her hands shoots a thin sheet of flames and hits the remaining figure in front of you.
Right.
Her powers seem to be weakened a bit. It looked a little shaky coming out. It did definitely burn the figure, but they're still standing up.
They're still kicking.
Yep.
Let me see.
And it's your turn.
So is the guy, like, further away than 10 feet now?
Yeah, I'd say probably 20 feet away.
Alright, that's farther than my chains can reach. So, can I cast Cure Wounds on Thea?
Sure.
A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1 to 8, plus your spellcasting fire. Alright, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Thea.
Okay.
Because I can't really reach the other guy, and I don't have access to any long-range spells that would be useful at the moment.
Okay.
So, should I roll D20 first, or just the D8?
Just the D8, because she's a willing participant.
Okay. I rolled a 4, plus my spellcasting ability modifier? What is that? Spellcasting ability?
It's 7.
Okay, so the spellcasting ability modifier is 7 for me?
Yeah, it's 7 for you.
Okay, so 7 and 4, that's 11.
Okay. Damn.
So she regains 11 hit points.
You cast out this spell, and she immediately, like, breathes a sigh of relief. You could see her now. She's flashing you a much bigger smile. And she
a much less death-ridden smile.
Yeah. And she says, "Thank you."
Excellent. The other guy's just like, what the?
Yeah. Can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
Yep. 9.
Okay. The cloaked figure wiggles their fingers
You.
at you, And you feel yourself losing control of your body.
Great. Do I fall down?
No, you feel yourself, like, almost your soul slipping a bit.
Oh, jeez.
And your hands let go of the chains, and you start running towards a tree, and you smack into the tree.
So I smack into a tree. Okay. That hurt. Ow.
Yep. And now it's Fia's turn. So, Fia now feeling much, much better. Holy shit. Yeah, Fia's feeling much better now. And she extends her right hand with her pointer finger out. And out shoots, like, this bright streak of light. And as it gets closer to the cloaked figure, it explodes into, like, a giant fiery
firework. Yeah.
And the creature is sent flying into a tree, and then just, like, after it hits it, like, sinks down to the ground and just continues to smolder.
Yes.
And does
nerd.
nothing else.
Eat a tree, nerd. This is America. We
Oh
fight
my
with
God.
fireworks. I mean, this is definitely not America. So am I okay? Am I still, like, being controlled? Am I consistently walking into a tree?
No, you finally you feel yourself returning to your body. You can kind of wiggle your fingers around now, and
I'm like, oh, I feel like I walked into a tree or something.
Fia runs over to you and goes, "Oh goodness, you okay?"
Like, I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah,
you got stabbed in the fucking stomach, dude.
Yeah, she like looks down at it. She's like, "Yeah, that was pretty gnarly, huh?"
I didn't expect you to use the word gnarly.
Oh, see, I learned from the youngins.
Well, that's good. I walk back over and pick up my chain that I dropped, and I look at what's smoldering of the body. Do they smolder and disappear, or the stuff's still there?
Nope, the corpses are still there.
Okay, cool. I want to investigate them.
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. I roll a 5.
You're just like, ooh, look at that smolder.
Looks good, huh? Looks good like good smolder. Are there still sapphires? Can I take them?
You want to try and take one?
I want to take a sapphire.
Roll a strength check for me.
Alright, I'm a lot stronger than I am stupid. I rolled a 9, and I have +2, so that is 11.
Yeah, you actually manage. It takes you a bit, but you manage to pop one of the eyes out.
Nice.
Underneath you see, like, an eye staring up at you, like, glazed over.
Great. So it's informative and I'm rich.
Yup.
Nice.
Fia's followed you over there and goes, "Oh God!" Like, oh, like clasped her heart, like she was frightened by the eye being underneath.
Can I take all the sapphires? I want to be rich. I don't have to.
Oh my God! You can roll another strength check to see if you can at least pull the other eye out.
I'm gonna do that. All right, I rolled a 7. +2 is 9.
No.
So the next one's harder.
Yeah, the next one's like, there's like metal that was surrounding the eye, and that one just like, the metal got melted into it so good that you can't pull it out.
So it won't come out. Alright, well I give up on that. I got one.
Fia is like, still staring at the body, and she's like, I didn't expect, you know, someone to be under that mask. I thought it was just some kind of creature. That looks kind of humanoid, doesn't it?
Oh, can I remove the mask?
You could try. You wanna do a strength check?
Sure. that mask. I rolled 15.
Okay.
Plus 2.
You're
17.
able to pull this mask away. It's kind of stuck to the face a little bit.
So I pull his face off.
Just like around the edges, because the mask kind of protected their face from the flames for the most part. But around the edges kind of, got burned and then stuck to the mask. So you kind of tear it on the edge, and you see a human face under there.
That's a human person.
Fia's like, oh god! Like, oh my goodness.
Humans are not the type to, or maybe they are exactly the type to have this, like, weird, dark, shadowy magic.
I suppose if they made a pact with someone, like, they're like a warlock, they could get magic from certain places, but that...
My ancestors were warlocks.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, most or all warlocks that made deals with the devilly things.
Oh my god. She's just like, whoa, she's like, I had no idea that there was, like, a person under there, like, I just...
Yep, some people are assholes. I'm just, like, totally like, I've seen enough shit.
Oh
like,
God.
These people attacked me. I don't care what you were. You were an asshole, and I hate you.
You see Fia kind of, like, her head hangs down, and she's taking something out of her bag, and she's staring at, this object in her hand.
Alright. Are there any pockets I can pick on this corpse? Or are there no pockets? Nothing else to steal?
No, nothing else to steal.
Alright, I look at what she has in her hand.
You see a mask in her hand.
Ooh.
A smaller mask. It's
not the plague doctor's mask.
Right. It's one of the masks that, like, would only cover your eyes. And she's looking at it, and then she looks up at you.
Like, neat mask, honey. Where'd you get it?
It was passed down to me, and, I think it's time I pass this down to someone else.
Oh. Don't you have, like, relatives you could pass it down to?
Not anymore. They don't really like me.
Oh, jeez. That's awful.
But, listen, you've been more than kind to me. I'd like to give this to you.
Oh, yeah. Is it magical or something? Is there, like, a curse on it, or what?
It's magical. There's no curse. It's not cursed, but there is some magic with it.
Alright. Should I put it on or something? Or...
Don't put it on.
Okay. So I'll take it in my hand. What color is it?
You want to roll a perception for me?
Sure. Rolled 11, perception plus 1, 12.
Okay. You see that it is a white mask with, golden filigree around the edge.
Beautiful.
And the filigree is, it kind of, basically for lack of eloquent words, because I'm not very eloquent, it looks like flames. And you notice, on one of the eye sockets, right in the corner, there is a small red gem.
Pretty. Not quite my color, but I'll take it.
She goes, I think you're worthy of this mask. I've got one more thing for you to kind of go with the mask.
You flatter me. I'm not really worthy of much.
Oh, I think so. You should give yourself some more credit.
What's the other thing you got there?
She pulls out an envelope. It's gold in it. has some, like, really scripty handwriting on the front in, like, blue pen or an ink or something.
Oh, geez, a ransom note. I'm kidding. Is this an invitation?
Yes, it's for a masquerade ball.
Oh, how lovely.
And that's where you can wear the mask.
Huh. I've never been to a ball before.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I'm not really the type to go. Most people don't like tieflings at balls. They're, sort of the riffraff crowd.
Trust me, I understand.
I bet you do, honey. We gotta stick together.
Yeah. This one takes place in a really large city, though, so there are all types of folks there. So you won't stick out as much as you think you will.
Especially wearing a mask.
Exactly.
I'll have to get a new tux.
Oh.
Or whatever they wear at the fancier digs. I'm not really sure. I've never been to one.
Absolutely. Just wear whatever you think is really nice and go on in. Like, have a good time. There is one thing you'll have to do while you're there, though, like a kind of serious thing.
Oh, do I have to kill someone?
No,
I'm
you don't.
Intrigued.
No. It's not a killing thing, but you have an important thing you have to do there. But yeah, the mask, you want to keep it in your bag until the ball, okay?
Well, so don't show it to people and brag about it?
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, okay. What do I have to do when I get there?
You put it on when you get there.
Do I drink a lot of wine?
If you want to, I guess you could.
Okay. Sure, I'll do that. Are we gonna travel together now? Because I've been, like, super alone this whole ride, and, I'd love to go get a drink with you.
Oh. You know what? Yeah. That sounds good to me. I can't go to the ball with you, but I've got some time. I'll hang out with you.
Now that we've taken care of your, enemies here.
Thank
it
you.
Won't bother anyone else.
Yeah. I know this great little tavern. It's just a few miles off in the forest. It's called the Sad Dogs Tavern.
Let's go and make some happy dogs.
Hey everyone, just wanted to let you all know that we are now live on Twitter. You can find us by going to twitter.com/AbsolutelyMETA. That's AbsolutelyMETA. We do have a hashtag going for that, also by the same name, #AbsolutelyMETA. Feel free to go and check it out. We'll be posting updates, artwork, and other content there. And we thank you for listening to the first episode of the Most Eccentric Travelers Available.